Good evening. Welcome to Community Unit School District 300 Board of Education on Tuesday, October 25th, 2016. Mr. Alessio, I should say reconvening of the meeting. Mr. Alessio, please call the roll.
Alessio, present. Burley, Fiorentino, Garcia.
Aye. Here.
Lopez.
Here.
Miller.
Present.
Stevens.
Present.
Okay, welcome everyone. I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Hyde and he can introduce our pledge leaders. I do want to let parents know, feel free to roam around anywhere in the room to take pictures of your pledge leaders here. Just don't block another parent or person from taking pictures, but feel free to come in any direction, anywhere to take pictures.
Through the chair, Madam President, members of the board, members of the community, staff, and also parents and students, thank you for being here this evening. As Board President Miller indicated, please feel free to move about, take pictures. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Peggy Thoreau, principal from Newbert Elementary School, who is here to introduce our pledge leaders.
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Hyde, and community members. Tonight, Ms. Coyle's second grade class is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Recently, while visiting their classroom, I was able to see these students helping each other log into iReady, working in cooperative groups, talking about community members and the importance of community members. What an exciting time to be a second grader in District 300. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to these amazing second graders. Logan Caudill, please step forward. Isabella Farias, Aiden Fife, Rachel Johnson, Aaron Lehman, Samantha Schluter, Audrey Simons, Francesca Wagner, Olivia Whitmer, and John Williams. Ms. Coyle's second grade class. Students, can you please turn around now and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Thanks for being here. Thanks for helping us tonight. Thanks for helping us. Thanks for helping us tonight. Thanks for helping us. Thanks for helping us. Go Cookies. Let's go. There were cookies or something.
Thank you. Okay. Item number 16 on the agenda is no longer needed. Approval of the agenda as amended.
Second.
Mr. Alessio?
Stevens.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Alessio, aye. Lopez.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
Okay, board announcements. I just had one really quick one. I'm passing these down to each of the board members. I had the opportunity to go to Jacobs High School and look at their solar panels. And so I've got little buttons here to pass out to all of the board members. And I will probably make a report to Facilities Oversight to take a look at some of the other grant opportunities that this group has for us, including in existing buildings and possibly buildings over on our east side.
We would love to do that.
Okay, so I think that's probably the best direction to at least start with that. Any other board announcements? Great. Student staff recognition, Mr. Hyde.
Yes, ma'am. Through the chair, board members, staff, and parents and students, thank you again for being here this evening. It is my pleasure, and as I'm reading this, I'd like to invite Principal Asia Gurney to the podium. Board members, as you know, the Blue Ribbon Society Recognition Program acknowledges individuals who demonstrate the admirable qualities while also striving towards District 300's central mission to ensure that all students are college and or career ready. Tonight I have the privilege of introducing Carpentersville Middle School's principal, Dr. Asia Gurney, who will speak at the podium and inform the community about tonight's Blue Ribbon Society recipients, who are also members of her PTO board.
Good evening, Mr. Hyde, Board of Education members, and all audience members. I would like to say thank you for allowing me to be here this evening to recognize a phenomenal group of women who have made a difference at Carpentersville Middle School. I would like to introduce you to the CMS PTO board members. We have President Brenda Sandoval. We have Vice President Yesenia Cordero. We have Treasurer Manoli Valencia, who will be here in just a minute. We have Secretary Lisa Holbrook. And we have former Secretary Jennifer Gatz. In just one calendar year, these dedicated ladies have established a parent-teacher organization group at Carpentersville Middle School that has flourished in such a short period of time. They have hosted several fundraisers, which allowed them to provide snacks and breakfast to the students attending our Washington, D.C. and our Springfield trips. They provided the dunk tank and the cotton candy machine at our PBIS end-of-the-year picnic. They purchased a microphone stand for our choir program, and they provided a prize of $100 towards our Washington, D.C. trip for our essay contest winner. This school year, in such a short time, they created and ran the first CMS Cougar 5K community event, which brought parents, students, and staff together to run a 5K while also enjoying the opportunity to visit with many community organizations such as LA Fitness, Tupperware, and H2O Church. This group of women leaders not only work to fundraise for our school, but they also work to give and promote other parents and guardians to give back to CMS by offering their time. The CMS PTO members volunteered to run a photo booth at our dances. They assisted with our PBIS Winter Bash event, and they provided our teachers with a teacher appreciation sweet table of goodies made by several of our very own parents. Lastly, the CMS PTO board and members are always looking for ways to help our students. For the second year in a row, they are running a CMS PTO career fair. At this event, 30 to 40 professionals are available to our students from various trades such as firefighting, cabinet making, librarian, plumbing, and dentistry. The students get to visit with the professionals and ask various questions about their career, including the type of training and schooling that is necessary to go into such fields. The event ends with some raffle drawings and the students completing a reflection form that is turned into their teachers the very next day. We would actually like to invite you to come out and see this year's career fair, which will take place on November 9th at 7:00 p.m. at CMS. It has been an honor for me to have the opportunity to work with this group of women leaders, and I appreciate all of their dedication and hard work to our students and our community. Thank you for allowing the CMS PTO board members to earn the Blue Ribbon Society recognition. They definitely deserve it.
I guess so. I got it. Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
Could we get you just to stand there for a minute?
Oh, pretty flowers.
Go ahead. They're more important than I am. You're good. No, go.
And what time does it start?
7.
Actually,
It's on my calendar now.
there you go. That's perfect. Right there. Fabulous. Thank you. You'll be all over social media in the next 15 minutes.
Thank you.
All right. Quick note as it pertains to this recognition to this evening. CMS has gone for quite some time without a PTC organization. So for them to create one in this short time frame and to have accomplished as much is really important. And as an organization and as educators, we constantly stress parental involvement. So we're really pleased. And obviously these ladies have gone above and beyond. So thank you so much.
And that career fair is going to be phenomenal. So please come out.
Madam President, through the chair, members of the board, members of the community and staff, I'll transition into the superintendent's report. There's only one main item to present on this evening. As I introduce this topic, I will ask Mr. Stroh and also Jake Stauffer to please come to the podium. Tonight's presentation, as we discussed at a most recent meeting, will be an update as to the implementation of both STEM and art in our elementary schools. As you know, we had neither program existing prior to this school year. These gentlemen have done a tremendous job, not only in hiring staff, and I know we have a large number of staff here in support of this evening and this presentation, but clearly our vision to introduce these topics at the elementary level in our mission to not only educate our students with the academic requirements, but also help develop the whole child as well. Mr.
Thank you,
Stroh.
Mr. Hyde. Good evening, board members. I can't tell you how proud I am to be part of the team that has been able to put this together for our students all across the district, and the amazing job that they have done from our first days of work in June all the way through now, and all the work we're going to continue to do throughout the year to instill and build a curriculum for our STEM program. This evening we have quite a few members of our STEM team that are here, and rather than me talk about all the great things that they're doing in class, I have a few of them that would like to come up and give some words there. So right now we have Nick Papineau from Lincoln Prairie and Westfield Community Schools.
All right. I just want to start out by thanking the board and the community just for supporting the STEM program, because realistically, this would not have even happened without your support and without your confidence in this program succeeding. So I want to thank you guys very much for that. I'm going to talk a little bit about the impact that we've seen with students. We have had a lot more, I think, energy going on, buzzing around the classroom because of the cross-curricular conversations that are happening. We see students that are excited and engaged, talking about language arts and how they've talked about describing words with the sensory details that we're working on with properties of matter. And we see students engaging in those conversations that some of us haven't seen before, where they're excited to talk about what does a windmill look like, how does it work, and they're starting to really develop a sense of the why, the hows, and exploring the sciences. We've also seen a lot of engagement. You can see some of the examples that are on the screens right now. We have water filters that are up on the board. Sorry, let's see if I can see. Water filters that are up on the board, and students are really digging into why things are working and getting a chance to redo some of those projects so they can see the impact on how changes work, and they get to collaborate and talk to each other and develop those concepts, and then they get to take those home and they get to talk to the families about what's going on in STEM class. And that's really been a great tool for us to gauge how effective that the program has been so far, is because students are talking to the parents are talking to us, parents are asking, how can we work on this at home, how can we help this, how can we grow this? And it's been a really great feedback for us to look at and to ask ourselves, how can we keep working on this program? How can we keep building it? And so I just want to thank you one more time for the opportunity, because as hopefully as it is rewarding for the students, it's rewarding for us as well.
We have Molly Sirkovsky from Algonquin Lakes and Eastview, who has a couple student introductions to make.
Thank you for having us. I brought with me two students. This is Jaden and Emma, and they are fifth graders at Eastview Elementary School. Students in our fifth grade STEM classes were presented with the real world problem of identifying solutions to our world's energy crisis, that of creating sustainable renewable energy sources. So in our classroom, they worked in teams of 3 to design, create, and test 3 different blade designs on their wind turbines. And then they would choose which seemed to be most optimal out of their group of 3. And then those students entered the competition within the class. And both of these 2 windmills in 2 different classes were selected by their peers after testing the number of spins their blades made at the lowest wind speeds to have had designed the most optimal blades. So it's neat to see that the kids not only are working collaboratively, but they can see the benefit of not just their design, but the design of a group. And then they can say, with pride, maybe my blade design didn't get chosen, but our friends did, and look at how successful we were. And so it's neat to see that the engineering process is being validated in the classroom because they see the benefit of planning and collaborating and improving and working together. So this is just one example of what the STEM team is working on instilling in the classroom, but also the success we've seen. So hopefully they can come around and kind of show you what they've done, and we're really proud of them. Not just these 5th graders, but all of your students have done a wonderful job in the classroom. That's it. You guys want to come up?
Can you guys just come up here for a minute and show us and show them, but show us, especially on Scientific Minds here, what you did and how it works. Okay. Think that you are telling this to, say, your kindergarten brother or sister.
Go ahead, Jaden.
It's just a microphone.
I know. So,
Just tell me what you did and how it works.
when the STEM teacher told me about the stuff and like the what are the and the when the windmill thing came out, I was like,
So, it's Jaden?
yeah.
Let me ask you a question. What is this thing? What did you build?
So this wind turbine.
It's a wind turbine?
Yeah.
Here, this makes you nervous. I think he's okay. And why is there water in the bottle? Wow.
Jaden actually did something that was really cool. Jaden, you didn't base your design off of just a basic shape he might have learned throughout his schooling. Jaden thought about what he's seen in his environment and with his family, and he had recently taken a trip where, Jaden?
Taking a trip to Indiana.
Indiana. And what did you see there?
I'd seen a ton of wind turbines, and before I thought about Indiana. At first, I thought it was gonna be like I was gonna get like really bad, but the next thing you know, I thought of the ones in Indiana, and then I finally got that started, and this is what I came up.
So it seems to me, Jaden, that your mind is constantly going, and you're probably thinking about a lot of things up there in your mind, and I apologize for putting you on the spot to try and get what's in your mind out, because that isn't easy, but watching you and seeing how you're dealing with it, there's probably a lot going on in your mind that made you come up with that design. Good job. Okay, so yours has a little bit different blades to it. Do you want to tell us about it, or am I putting you on the spot too?
How did you pick 4 blades instead of 3?
Oh, those little pinwheels. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. And again, I apologize for putting you guys on the spot, but you are here because you did so well with your designs and with the whole STEM program and how they produce wind. Wind gets them to move around. So I would wanted to have a little bit more information on how you thought. So thank you.
And then to go along with that, to give you, we have a little short video clip that we were able to put together of some different classrooms, and there we go.
Here we go. That Lake in the Hills Elementary School. And we're testing our ability to make something out of something else. We're seeing if water can transfer down our pipes. Can you hear it? Did it go? Oh, yes. High fives all around. That was great. Nice. Wait. Yes, you've got the gravitational pull. Let's go again. Excellent.
About the triangle?
The Egyptians, I've learned, because it was about math, they would scale one pyramid and add to it to make it stronger. So that's what I'm doing. I'm copying the Egyptians by making many types of pyramids. We have to use the
And so what do you think about 3 supports versus 4 supports?
4 supports are better because
Well, you got 3 there. You just said 3.
I know. I think 4 is better because when you have 4 supports are better. You should start off with 3.
And how would you test that?
I would test that by doing this sometimes.
Okay.
And as Nick said before, we just want to say thank you to the board and thank you to Mr. Hyde for having faith in us to put this program together. And there's so much going on within all of our classrooms every day that it's so exciting to see the interaction, the engagement with our students in the STEM classroom. So thank you very much.
And it's absolutely my pleasure to echo pretty much everything that Mr. Stroh has said. But from the artistic side, we have a fantastically creative ball of fire right now in the K through 5 classrooms, and it's a fantastic opportunity that we have to address creativity in a multitude of different ways, to be able to see students engaged through art and be able to see students creatively engaged through STEM. There's a real reason why those things are married together, and it takes a really solid vision of education to see those things through. So I wanted to thank you for that. I'm not going to talk very much, but I did want to introduce our teachers who are in the back. Somebody forgot to fill out the slides today, so I'd like to have the art teachers, the K through 5 art teachers, please stand up, if you would. I'm going to go left to right on them, my left to your right, which I don't know if that's the same. But on the left we have Randy Mitty. We have Kelly Madison, Paul Chow, Emily Morell, Maria de Losada, there we go, with the fan club, and Gloria Conejo and Bruin Young. If you could give them a round of applause. They have been every bit as important to this process as I have, far more than I have, and have seen these programs come to fruition in their own buildings. And if you take a walk down our gallery walk down the hallway here, you'll see all kinds of different student art, and that's from all of our elementary schools. And so there is a wealth of opportunity in our schools, and there are so many different things happening that it's a fantastic idea for some of us to kind of circle back around, see new projects, get new ideas, and kind of build that into what we're doing. I'd like to have them come up here and talk a little bit about what they're doing and what has happened in the process. So I'm going to bring up Randy and Kelly to talk just a little bit about what we've been up to.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. Before we get started, I would just like to thank any artists that were able to make it tonight. I know not everyone stayed, so if you are here with some artwork displayed, if you could just stand up and give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. My name is Kelly Madison. I teach at Gary D. Wright and at Hampshire Elementary School Art. I'd just like to give a quick introduction about what we've been doing here with the newly instated art program. Over the summer, that's where it all began when everyone was first hired. We met and began talking about curriculum, kind of consolidating the ideas. What do we want to do? We know what the middle school is doing. We know what the high school is doing. What do we want to do at elementary level? And basically, the three things we came to were our national standards of art, our elements of art. Just a couple examples of that are using color, shape, and line. Other examples include our principles of art, using balance, movement, and proportion. And finally, just with those national standards, the idea of creating, presenting, connecting, and responding. So with that, we wanted to allow free choice of what is made, where the standards are still used, but the projects can be unique, as you can see in the gallery in the hall. We're all learning similar ideas, but we've done it in a different way that adapts to our school and what our students know. So with our supplies, we began this transition and we started assessing our students, see what they know. We started showing them art projects, artists, different ideas, see what they know, and build upon the skills they already have to make them even better so that when they get to middle school and high school, we can even improve upon those programs as well. We're giving students access to new and unique art skills and supplies that possibly they were not receiving before. And they're even just having the art show in the lobby today, I know was something new to a lot of students. I know I'm hearing the same things from my colleagues. We contacted home families and people were ecstatic. They were excited. There's a gallery, there's an art show. It's not just art hanging in the hallways. They can see something a little kind of loftier than just your regular old artwork in a hallway. It's matted, it's framed, it has names. It's there for them to see. And with that, I know in my own classroom, I see students learning these new art skills. They're struggling at first. They're really trying, how does this work? How do I use this? Why are we doing this? And then by the end of the project, they realize that they've learned a new skill. For example, my fourth grade class, we are using math currently. We are using rulers to divide paper, to use radial symmetry to find the center. And for me, I think, oh, well, we know what we're doing. But the more we practice it, we get better. When the students leave the classroom, they can tell me they know the difference between a compass, a protractor, how to use them, and that new skill is born through our art lessons. Again, practice is essential. These have real-world applications, and I think the students can see it when they leave the classroom. At first, they're a bit hesitant. They're not used to the art yet. But with this biweekly art, it's improving those skills, and it's tying it into those core curriculum classes. When you speak to the teachers, what we teach in art echoes what is taught in that core curriculum. Those fourth graders can take those ruler, compass, radial symmetry skills to their own classrooms and use them in new projects. So thank you for the opportunity to speak today, and I hope to hear more about art in the future. Thank you.
Superintendent Hyde, board members, thank you again for inviting us for this night. Thank you more so for the opportunity to teach art in the school district at the elementary level. It is such an amazing opportunity for an artist and for an art teacher to walk into a district and be invited into a district that says we want to have art in our classrooms. You don't see that very often in education anymore, and just the opportunity that you've handed to us is truly something that we've grabbed by the horns and are definitely running with. I'm here to talk to you about the students in the classroom and the excitement that they have every day, whether it's in the hallways or coming into school, walking into class. And even though they only have art for about 1 hour every 10 days, you can tell within those students that that 1 hour means so much to them. Learning that they have art projects that are now on display, not only in the hallways, but in the gallery here. When there are music concerts and choir concerts that we put up galleries for parents to see. Parental responses and family responses have been amazing so far. It truly is a blessing to be able to do what we do every day, and thank you very much for that opportunity. And it's more so, too, to be creating artwork with these students, introducing the world of art, the culture of art, the math behind art, that we now have students that are creating projects that they're learning from. They're self-expressing who they are. They're learning to self-express. It's no longer a craft table anymore for students in District 300. We're building projects. There's something that they can speak to. They can break down artworks. They can get relevance out of what they're creating and find deeper meanings, not only in what they're creating, but also in the world around them. We're also teaching them to view objects around the world, view colors in different way, view lines in different way, and how art impacts not only themselves, but the people in the world around them, including their community. And it truly is an amazing opportunity to do that in District 300 there. And we thank you as a group for the opportunity to be kind of the flag bearers for this program. So thank you very much.
And just very quickly, again, a giant thank you on behalf of all of the art teachers. And it's no secret that 4 months ago, 9,000 students didn't have access to art, and now they do. 4 months ago, 9,000 students didn't have access to STEM, and now they do. And it's because of the vision of this administration and this school board and the support of the parents that's a possibility. Being able to address the artist at that age, for some of us that got into the arts, for most of us that got into the arts, that's why we're here and doing what we're doing. That's why we're semi-functional members of society. But it is definitely wonderful to see creativity rewarded and brought out in different ways. And so thank you very much for your support of the arts programs here in District 300, for your support of the STEM program, and for your continued support down the road. Thank you very much.
So through the chair, members of the board, just a quick reminder, or I'd like to actually take a moment to step back and again recognize those art teachers and STEM teachers that signed on very early on in this process. You know, we spent a great deal of time planning, providing finances for the consumables, but we continue to learn lessons, and it's messy sometimes when you have a new implementation. And these individuals have taken on the unenviable task of building the ship while we sail it. We've had really good conversations about grading. We've had conversations about appropriateness. You know, is 60 minutes appropriate for kindergartners in a certain classroom versus maybe 40 minutes versus 30 minutes to break it up more, and then maybe they come more frequently and others come in less frequently, but for a longer period of time so they can apply the sciences. But through it all, I would say I'm truly blessed to have a team of individuals who have taken our vision and really brought it to life in the classrooms. And having visited their classrooms, and as you saw in the video for science, and I couldn't help but smile ear to ear, I had the opportunity to be at Liberty recently for performance, and the art teacher there grabbed me for a good 15 minutes and made me walk around the building with him while he explained everything about what they were doing. And here's what I want to drive home yet again. Nothing about tonight was about a textbook. Nothing about tonight was about a worksheet. Everything that he talked about tonight was the application and learning through the process of doing. And that's what we wanted. And so to you, I say thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart. We will continue to improve the program over time as we continue to look for opportunities to expand it. But when we have, I might get the grade level wrong, so I apologize. You can shout out from the back, but make it loud enough the microphone's going to hear you. When we have third graders talking about Jackson Pollock, second graders talking about Jackson Pollock, that's pretty darn impressive. There are a lot of adults that can't carry on a meaningful conversation about Jackson Pollock and what his art, how his art should be interpreted. So for second graders to be doing that, very impressive. Also, the fact that students are put in a position where when they do, in certain locations in the building, put their work up, they take a step back and are forced to reflect on what's the overall composition of what we're portraying here and not just your individual piece of art. And again, I think that's the power of what we're trying to teach students, is how to think critically and how to be artistic and express themselves. And so we're really blessed to have you as individuals leading these initiatives in our classrooms. So thank you. And thank you to the board. Through the chair, I'll transition to the second topic and the remaining topic in the superintendent's report. I will not speed through this. I know there's other things going on in the world that people would like to get out for. However, I'm going to give these activities their due respect. So on October 14th, Rock Valley College hosted the 6th Annual Minority Male Leadership Conference. Very pleased that District 300 had 25 students participate, including 19 from Dundee Crown High School, 1 from Carpentersville Middle School, and 5 from Gulfview Elementary School. And this was done as an effort to provide a comprehensive approach to our schools in a feeder pattern. These young men received ties and socks donated from the Men's Warehouse and were treated to a continental breakfast and lunch throughout the process, being spoken to, again, about various topics of self-advocacy and being successful. Students attended, as I said, several workshop sessions facilitated by members of the community, including 2 of our deans from Dundee Crown High School, Jason Smith and Brian Peterson. There was a drawing at the end for a suit, a fully fitted suit from Men's Warehouse, and our CMS student won. So he was selected as the winner. I don't have the name here, but we'll be sure to include that. I'm really hopeful that once he gets his suit fitted, we can get some pictures of him and post that to the website as well. As Ms. Miller, Board President Miller indicated, we did have the solar panel installation. This was an extension of the Education Foundation and the district's partnership. They secured grant funding. We provided funding through the D300 Education Foundation as seed money while the grant was being processed for the installation. To provide context, last year, 4 students from the school's Green Eagles Club, whose goal was spreading eco-friendly ideas and practices, applied for and secured $7,000 in grant funding for the project from the Illinois Clean Energy Community Foundation. In addition, these panels are expected to save Jacobs High School up to $4,000 annually on their electric bill. And as was noted, Board President Miller also attended the celebration and stepped out onto the roof to view the solar panels. I would have loved to have seen a picture of Miss Miller in her heels on the roof. Okay. Midnight Mile, 2 big items for Dundee Middle School this last couple weeks. Midnight Mile at DMS. Last week, DMS held their 15th annual Midnight Mile. The Midnight Mile, as many of you know, is a 24-hour relay run challenge where students and parents are grouped into teams, with each running a 1-mile leg of a continuous relay for 24 consecutive hours. Although runners may run as fast or as slow as they'd like, walking is not permitted throughout the event. Students train for months to qualify to participate. The event starts at 6:30 a.m. as they start to put their tents up. Since it is an overnight event, it relies heavily on volunteers. And I call it gender patrol because boys are allowed to be in the tents on this side, girls are allowed to be in the tents on that side. And I will tell you, not only as a parent, but also as a superintendent, that makes me very happy. But it is such a well-organized event. That team there at that school pours their heart into this, and it's become more than a school event. It has become part of the community. You can't wear a Midnight Mile t-shirt anywhere in the community without someone stopping you and saying, hey, I did that. I happen to know of a family. When I was there, I saw the older son. I said, oh, wow, you're here. I said, are you here with your mom? Because I knew his mother was coming to visit. He said, no, I brought donuts and hot chocolate for my younger brother because I remember what it was like to participate in this and I miss it. And knowing the older brother and the younger brother's relationship, not always as amicable, but the fact that he was willing to come out there and he said he missed it. But the staff there is absolutely incredible, so well organized. They have fire pits and marshmallow roasting and everything for the kids. And parents come continuously throughout the evening, and we probably had the best weather to date that since I've been here the last 3 years. Last 2 years it's been cold, very cold and raining. This year we just had cold, so that's an improvement. Maybe next year we'll get a little bit of one last warming trend. Also, they were the ones, as you saw there, as you can see there on the picture, who also did the Living Pink ribbon. So students and staff members wore their pink shirts and gathered in front of the building to form a giant ribbon to showcase their support for cancer survivors and those who continue to fight. That's an important topic for our district as we get ready to gear up for Relay for Life again this year. District 300 held its first annual Marching Band Festival. Mr. Stauffer was quick to point out that that has officially been the coldest night in district this year. On October 12th, we held our first annual Marching Band Festival. The musical exhibition featured performances by all 3 district high school marching bands. The Golden Eagles presented their Grover's Corner 2016 show, featuring music from Aaron Copland's The Red Pony and Our Town. The Dundee Crown Marching Chargers performed their 2016 show, Dancin' in Our New Digs, featuring the songs We Found Love, The Fox, and Johnny Be Good. And the the Whippers marching band performed some of Michael Jackson's biggest hits, including Billie Jean and Thriller. Throughout the last couple weeks, I've also had the pleasure of attending various senior nights. I have not been able to get to all of them because, lo and behold, a lot of our schools, as you know, schedule the same event on the same evening at the exact same time, and many of our villages frown upon speeding. I have attempted on numerous nights. I'm going for a record. One of these nights I'm going to get to 4 separate events in a 2-hour span. But you can't help, and while I strive to do that because I want to be visible and I want to recognize our seniors and others during these types of ceremonies, because they put a lot of effort into those. But once you get there, there's an energy in these events that you just get captured and you end up staying. I can tell you I went to the senior swim night for our co-team. What a fabulous night. They did kickboards for the girls. They had flowers. They really celebrated them. I did ask the 4 young ladies if any of them were going to swim in college. All of them said no. They were tired of the long practices, although I do know that attitudes change once they get into college as well. I also got to see Hampshire's senior volleyball night. They did win. They beat McHenry County. They came back after the first game loss. And I got to go to Jacobs and other events as well. Jacobs football, we want to congratulate Jacobs High School football team who made the IHSA Classic 7A playoffs. The Golden Eagles will play Lincoln Park at Lane Tech this Saturday at 3 p.m. D300 soccer. I don't know if this is the first time, and I don't see Mr. Parisi in the crowd, so I'll confirm this, but I believe this is the first time that all 3 of our high school boys soccer teams won their regional titles. Dundee Crown will play Guilford High School at the sectional semifinals on October 25th at 5 p.m. Jacobs will play McHenry at the sectional semifinals also on the 25th at Huntley High School starting at 7 p.m. And Hampshire will play Fenton High School in the sectional semifinals on October 25th at St. Francis High School in Wheaton at 6 p.m. Avid, correct, this evening. So Avid College acceptance shirts, as I said, I could leave now and try and get to one, but I think they're going to frown on my speeding. So I don't think I'm going to make it. Avid College acceptance shirts, if you paid attention to social media the last 24 hours, really, really pleased. As I get out to schools and we were providing gifts to our principals in honor of Principal Recognition and Principal Appreciation Week, I got an opportunity to stumble across staff at the Hampshire High School front office, and they were really excited. The Avid coordinators, Ms. Goodman and others, were very pleased to share with me that as a team across all 3 high schools, in order to continue to celebrate Avid and celebrate the successes of the students involved in Avid, they created these T-shirts. On the front of the T-shirt, it says accepted, and on the back of the T-shirts printed college bound, #We Made It, Avid Class of 2017. Teachers hand deliver these to students when the students submit their letter of acceptance to college. And so they make a really big deal of this, and for the next few weeks, we will continue to post these types of photos and students' names in recognition of their accomplishments. And as you know, the picture on the slideshow features 3 of our Hampshire High School students who received their shirts yesterday. Congratulations to Abby Bennett, senior Avid teacher Shannon Buckley, and seniors Alexis Wynn and senior Kelsey Schultz. I want to again congratulate our teachers, Emily Jacobs at Dundee Crown High School and Jamie Van Horn at Jacobs High School, on developing the idea and getting the shirts made on their own. Thank you also to Ms. Goodman for her work in helping to coordinate this. Last two items, Birth to Three program. It's always a pleasure when staff are recognized for their hard work and dedication. As a result of the work of Ms. Breen and her team, we have also been recognized to receive additional grant funding for our Birth to Three program. Originally, the district was awarded $90,000 for the grant, and we recently learned that that amount has since been increased to $270,000 in support, once again, for outreach for our at-risk families with their children, again, from 3 years of age, as well as some of our teen mothers and early parents. And then last but not least, most certainly, many of you were probably glued to your TV sets last night for other reasons than a baseball game. But Riley Elmore made it through yet another challenge. I'm going to get that wrong. It's not a challenge. Knockout round. I am not a frequent viewer of The Voice, but I'm watching it now. I'd like to recognize Riley Elmore one more time for his continued success on The Voice. He was selected by Team Adam. So he will continue to move on. The other young man who's also a Chicago resident was saved. What do they call that, Anthony? He was just saved by another judge. They get to pull him on to he was stolen by another judge. So again, as he participated in last night's knockout round against Jason Warrior, Riley sang "Haven't Met You Yet," and was selected by Adam Levine to advance in the contest further. We'll continue to keep the board and community updated as to Riley's progress as he continues through the competition. We very much hope to bring him to a very near board meeting so that he can not only be recognized, but maybe even be able to share a little bit of his talent with us. Ms. Garcia, that concludes the superintendent's report.
I just wanted to comment, because I like to brush with famous people. Riley lives in my neighborhood, and he's leaving for the live shows, so he's going to be flying out. So if you want to get him here, you're going to have to get him here fast. But please, everybody tune in, because once he goes live, it's up to the phone calls vote and the public voting. It's no longer on, for those that don't know the show, it's no longer on the judges, it's on us. So you'll probably be seeing lots more tweets and social media on that when that happens.
Okay. Public participation, Michelle Meyer.
Do you have to go through the spiel?
Oh,
Okay.
do you want me to go through the
No,
spiel?
we don't need to go through the spiel. Okay, all right.
You've been here before. Same
I've been
time
here
of year
before. Okay,
too.
all right. Good evening, members of the board, Superintendent Hyde, staff, and community members. I'm sorry, I've been sick, so my voice is kind of shaky. My name is Michelle Meyer, DESA president, and I am joined by Sharon Dumdye, the treasurer, and we represent the paraeducators of District 300, and we are excited to announce that coming soon will be our 7th annual Veterans Day collection drive, benefiting Operation Support Our Troops Illinois, and this drive is for the men and women who serve our country overseas. Each school and administration will have something specific to collect. These items are personal requests from the soldiers. The collection will be from November 7th through the 17th, with pickup of the items on the 18th. If you know someone who is deployed or will be deployed, please go to osotil.org and sign them up for a box. Each soldier will receive a 25-pound box loaded with lots of items. The soldiers are appreciative of notes, so please write one on your decorated or donated item if you can. Our collections are very successful due to the generosity and support of everyone in our District 300 family. And RCS will be going out and information to the newspapers. And we thank you in advance, and please send me pictures of your collections as they will be included in the board presentation. Are there any questions?
Can we also, Mr. Hyde will make sure that the board also gets a copy of the list of what you're looking
There's actually a
for.
global release that the board will receive prior to its being sent out. We have a large number as we go into holiday season. We have a lot of similar interests, although there's enough difference between them that they're not directly competing. But we'll provide the board and committee with updates and contact information for each one. But yes, ma'am, you'll receive that next week.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you for your
very much.
time, and thank you very much in advance. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, we had no legislative update. Mr. Hyde, did you have anything with that? Okay, moving on then, Item number 11.1, debt certificate reimbursement resolution. Do we need a presentation on that, or? I have that as an item for discussion. Okay. All right, so if anyone has any questions regarding that, please direct them to Mr. Hyde. Otherwise, this will be an item next board meeting. Consent items, item number 12.
So move.
Second, Mr. Alessio.
C. Stevens. Aye. Miller.
Aye.
Garcia. Aye. Lopez.
Aye.
Alessio, aye. Motion passes 5-0.
Item 13, motion to approve.
So move.
Second.
Stevens. Aye. Garcia.
Aye.
Alessio, aye. Miller.
Aye.
Lopez.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
Okay, we are now on roll call items, and I'm starting with item number 14.1. Okay, these are resolutions that I will read, and then a motion to approve and a second, and then we'll have just roll call. Resolution of the Board of Education of Community Unit School District 300 authorizing suspension. Whereas the Board of Education of Community Unit School District 300 on July 12, 2016 voted on a recommendation from the administration regarding the performance and conduct of Justin Dietrich, a non-tenured employee previously discussed in closed session, and whereas this Board of Education now finds and determines that evidence does not show that Mr. Dietrich acted in a manner that warranted an unpaid suspension, and whereas the Board of Education finds that the suspension of Mr. Dietrich is not in the best interest of the district. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Education of Community Unit School District 301, Mr. Dietrich's previously served one-day suspension without pay is hereby revoked, and Mr. Dietrich is to be reimbursed accordingly. Motion to approve.
So move.
Mr. Alessio.
Let's see. Stevens.
Aye.
Ms. Burley. Aye. Alessio, aye. Garcia.
Nay.
Lopez.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-1.
Okay. Item number 14.2, employee discipline case number 1. Resolution of the Board of Education of Community Unit School District 300 authorizing suspension. Whereas the Board of Education of Community Unit School District 300 has received a recommendation from the administration regarding the performance and conduct of Sandra Saenz, a tenured employee previously discussed in closed session, and whereas this Board of Education herewith finds and determines that evidence shows that Ms. Saenz acted in an unprofessional and inappropriate manner. Whereas the Board of Education finds that the suspension of Ms. Saenz is in the best interests of the district. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Education of Community Unit School District 300. Ms. Saenz is hereby suspended without pay for one day on October 27th, 2016. Motion to approve.
So move.
Mr. Alessio?
Stevens.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Burley.
Aye.
Lopez.
Aye.
Alessio, aye. Motion passes 6-0.
Okay, item 14.3, resolution authorizing and providing for an installment purchase agreement for the purpose of paying the cost of purchasing real or personal property or both in and for the district, and for the issue of not to exceed $7.45 million debt certificates evidencing the rights to payment under said agreement, prescribing the details of the agreement and certificates, providing for the security for and means of payment under said certificate of agreement of said certificates, and authorizing the proposed sale of said certificates to the purchaser thereof. Motion to approve.
So move. Second.
Mr. Alessio.
Stevens.
Aye.
Alessio, aye. Miller.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Lopez.
Aye.
Burley.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0.
Okay, item 14.4, resolution expressing official intent regarding certain capital expenditures to be reimbursed from proceeds of an obligation to be issued by Community Unit School District Number 300, Kane, McHenry, Cook, and DeKalb Counties, Illinois. Motion to approve.
So move. Stevens.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Alessio, aye. Lopez.
Aye.
Burley.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0.
Okay, item 14.5, approval of the fiscal year 17-18 budget calendar and designee resolution. Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Alessio.
Garcia.
Aye.
Alessio, aye. Lopez.
Aye.
Stevens. Aye. Burley.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0.
Item 14.6, approval of estimated 2016 tentative levy resolution.
So moved.
Mr. Alessio.
Stevens.
Aye.
Garcia. Miller.
Aye.
Burley.
Aye.
Lopez.
Aye.
Alessio, aye. Motion passes 6-0.
Okay, board discussion. Any other updates from the Board Finance Committee?
No.
Okay, construction and facility oversight?
No, only that the October meeting has been canceled.
Okay, I think our agenda says October 1st, so nothing. Okay, August 1st, it's on. Any other board comments, meetings, anything else? Okay.
I apologize for being late. I had a family issue, so.
Okay.
Sorry,
Motion
show
to
up at the
adjourn?
last minute.
So moved.
Mr. Alessio.
There we go. Garcia.
Aye.
Alessio, aye. Burley.
Burley.
Aye.
Lopez.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0.
I was gonna filibuster.
Thank you.
And ask Nina.
Okay.
So do you go big timber and all?
I heard it's open. I haven't been that way.
Messages are being sent in.
That's what my husband said. He texted me from
Yeah, I mean.
You know, one of the reasons why that went down is because, what's her name? Construction facility.
Or I didn't.